I'm bliss, highly favored. I'm bliss, highly favored.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what if Bray Wyatt never passed away. Now, for those who don't know, Bray Wyatt is my favorite wrestler of all time, and it's been that way since 2019. So, I really do miss Bray Wyatt in WWE, and he unfortunately passed away in August of 2023, and his last appearance was in April of 2023. So, I'm just going to kind of pick up where he left off. I'm going to take it all the way to SummerSlam of 2025 from after SummerSlam of 2023. So that'd be fully 2 years. Because Bray Wyatt was supposed to come back either late August or early September of 2023. And then, of course, he unfortunately passed away. So, yeah, let's just dive right into this. So before Bray Wyatt got sick, he was supposed to fight Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania 39, and that was his last program in the WWE. It was a mini feud against Bobby Lashley. So I think when Bray Wyatt would return, it would be either the week after SummerSlam or the second week after SummerSlam, and he would attack Bobby Lashley, whether that be in a promo from Bobby or after a match. But the lights would go out and Bray would attack Bobby. And I think we would get a match between Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley at Payback. Now, this would just be a regular match. Payback is, of course, the first pay-per-view after SummerSlam, so that's why I chose Payback. But regular match, it'd be nothing too special. I think Bray Wyatt would for sure win this. It'd be his first match back, so he has to win this. And then we might see Uncle Howdy help him, but Uncle Howdy's going to be with Bray regardless because they aligned with each other after, what was it? It was that segment with Hit Row. That's when Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy aligned. So he would be with Howdy. Whether Howdy helps Bray or not, Bray would definitely win. And then after that, I think we would probably see a 2-on-3 handicap match. It would probably be Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Or at the time, they were being called the Pride, I believe, which was a horrible name, but that was their name. So we would see a 2-on-3 handicap match, probably at Fastlane, because it was the Pride versus Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar, I believe, in a 2-on-3 handicap. So I think instead we would see Bray Wyatt and Howdy versus the Pride. And I think we do see Bray Wyatt and Howdy win this. Now, at Royal Rumble, there were the puppets there. There was Abby, Mercy the Buzzard, Ramblin' Rabbit, and Huskus the Pig. So I don't know if they would show up again. I doubt it. I think it would just be Bray and Howdy versus the Pride. So that would be the feud. That would be the end of that feud. After that, in a interview with Chris Van Vliet, Top Dollar was talking about he was supposed to have a feud. Him and Hit Row were supposed to have a feud against Bray and Howdy. So I do think we see that. It's just something for Bray Wyatt to do because I don't know what else he would do during this time after this feud with the Pride. So I would have that here as something Bray would do real quick. It would be Bray and Howdy versus Hit Row. If you want to go more in depth into that, you can watch that interview. Just Google Bray Wyatt Top Dollar. It should pop up. It was an interview with Chris Van Vliet, and he was talking in depth about that. So, yeah, that's what would happen with Bray Wyatt after his feud with the Pride. After that, I think we see Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy go after the Tag Team Championships. At the time, the Tag Champs were Finn Balor and Damian Priest of the Judgment Day, and the Tag Team Championships were unified at the time. Now, right now on WWE television, you'll see Gacy and Loomis with the tag titles, and I believe the Wyatt Six are going after the Tag Team Championships right now because Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt were supposed to win the Tag Team Championships. I feel like everything that the Wyatt Six are doing is for a reason. So if sometimes it may feel a little random, I feel like it's probably an idea that Bray Wyatt wanted to capitalize on while he was still around. So that's what I think for the Wyatt Six right now, but I think we would have seen Bray and Howdy go at the tag titles, and I think we would have saw them win the tag titles. Now, I think they would have won with help from the Wyatt Six. I don't know what the Wyatt Six would look like at the time, whether that be the puppets that were shown at the Royal Rumble and when Bray Wyatt returned at Extreme Rules, or that be what the Wyatt Six look like now. But I feel like the Wyatt Six would debut and help Bray and Howdy win the tag titles. So now that Bray and Howdy are tag champs, they are going back and forth between the SmackDown and Raw brand. And then I think we see a feud between the Judgment Day and the Wyatt 6. That would be absolutely amazing. So we have Finn Balor, Damian Priest, of course, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough. JD McDonough was he wasn't fully in the Judgment Day yet, so he wasn't really a full member, but he was helping them. So this is what I think we see. Probably a match at Crown Jewel between the four of them. I think we'll probably see Rowan, Loomis, Gacy, and Howdy versus Dom, Damian, and JD. So that would be pretty cool. I know that's something a lot of people want. Even to this day, people still want to see Judgment Day versus Y6. So I think that probably would have happened. That would be absolutely amazing. So yeah, we'll probably see the 4-on-4 at Crown Jewel. And then I think Judgment Day would win the tag team championships back going into War Games. Not that they needed it going into War Games, but they had the championships going into War Games. And that would be help from JD McDonough, which would ultimately help JD McDonough join the Judgment Day. Which JD is an official member of Judgment Day now, but if he helped them win the tag titles back, that would just help him a little more. So yeah, that's what would happen for Bray going into War Games of 2023, or from, what was it, Crown Jewel War Games, late 2023. So going into early 2024, I think Bray Wyatt would have a feud with an old rival and challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship in Seth Rollins. So I think we see this at the Royal Rumble. And as much as I would want Bray to win, I think Bray Wyatt loses because Uncle Howdy cost him the match. Now, if you guys remember, Bray Wyatt was randomly hit with his sister Abby on SmackDown in his feud with LA Knight by Uncle Howdy. So that was very random. And I don't think this is a personal thing. I think this is because Uncle Howdy would want Bray Wyatt to be who he truly is. Maybe that's the Fiend. Maybe that's the character. Let me grab this real quick. That this head sculpt is representing. I believe it was called 6 at the Royal Rumble. Whatever that is. Uncle Howdy would want Bray Wyatt to reveal his true self and be his true self. So I think going into WrestleMania 40, we would see Uncle Howdy take on Bray Wyatt. If Uncle Howdy wins, Bray Wyatt unleashes the Fiend or whatever this character is supposed to be. Something like that. And then, well, I don't think they would blatantly say the Fiend. I think they would just probably use the thing of his true self. Because as we know, the Fiend, there was a canceled version of the Fiend. It's like crazy. If you watch the Bray Wyatt documentary, or it'll probably be on the thumbnail of this video, that version of the Fiend. Yeah, I'll definitely put it on the cover of this video. So when you click on the video, that version of the Fiend, that's what I'm talking about. So I don't think they would say the Fiend because of that, but they would probably just have Uncle Howdy say they want Bray Wyatt to reveal his true self. So at WrestleMania 40, we'll see Uncle Howdy versus Bray Wyatt. If Bray Wyatt wins, then Uncle Howdy will reveal himself. But if Uncle Howdy wins, then Bray Wyatt will reveal his true self. So I think Bray Wyatt would win that, and Uncle Howdy is revealed as Bo Dallas. This would allow them to do more promos together, and the backstage vignette that you see the Y6 doing now, Bo Dallas is showing himself. So this would allow for just more opportunities with the promos and everything. After that, WrestleMania 40, I think we see Bray Wyatt get into a feud with Karrion Cross. This is a dream match for me that unfortunately never will happen, but this would be so fantastic. Again, Karrion Cross also said that he was planning to do something with Bray Wyatt in an interview with Chris Van Vliet. So if you want to Google that on YouTube and just see what Karrion Cross exactly was talking about, I would recommend you do that. But yeah, Bray Wyatt and Karrion Cross, a dream match for me. This would be fantastic, man. This would be so good. The storytelling and everything. I think we will probably see Bray Wyatt take on Karrion Cross at King of the Ring. And then they'll probably have a rematch at Clash at the Castle. I think you probably got to give Karrion the win for one of those matches. Probably at King of the Ring. But not in a way to make Bray Wyatt look weak. And then at Clash at the Castle, Bray will get the win. So, not only that, but because Bray Wyatt lost the first time, I think Bray Wyatt becomes the Fiend for the second match. Now, this is not what the Fiend would have looked like. Again, the cover of the video is what the Fiend would have looked like. Or just Google the Fiend Bray Wyatt documentary and you'll see what I mean. But Bray Wyatt was supposed to become the Fiend, so I think for the second match, we'll see Bray Wyatt will become the Fiend to take on Karrion Cross. Another thing, Karrion Cross has turned a lot of people heel. So, like, he turned the New Day heel. I think he's going to turn Sami Zayn heel eventually. So, Karrion Cross is kind of getting people to turn to their darker side. And I think that's how the Fiend is unleashed. So, we kind of get both of the outcomes from the WrestleMania 40 match. So, yeah. After that, I think we see Wyatt 6 versus American Made at SummerSlam. Obviously, when the Wyatt 6 return, they attack Chad Gable. I feel like that's something very random. So I feel like that's probably something Bray Wyatt wanted to do. So I think we will see Wyatt 6 versus American Made. Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable could probably happen on a random episode of Raw or SmackDown. And then we see American Made versus the Wyatt 6 at SummerSlam. After that, I think we see The Fiend versus Chad Gable at Bash in Berlin, in which The Fiend would win. So maybe American Made beats the Wyatt 6 at SummerSlam, and then The Fiend is like, I'll do it myself, and he'll probably fight Gable at Bash in Berlin. After that, we saw that The Miz got into a little feud with the Wyatt 6 when the Wyatt 6 came back. It was kind of with Karrion Cross, but still, I think it happened for a reason. So probably Bray Wyatt wanted to do something with The Miz. And I think at Bad Blood, we'll probably see Dexter Lumis versus The Miz, because Dexter Lumis and Miz have history. Like, when Lumis came back, he was randomly, like, kidnapping The Miz. So I think that would be a cool little match. Miz might win from a roll-up, and we'll probably see, like, Uncle Howdy attack him after the match. And then we'll probably see The Fiend versus The Miz at War Games. And The Fiend will, of course, win, because no way The Miz wins. And then after that, I think we see the Wyatt 6 and Bray Wyatt get traded over to SmackDown. Now, this is because if you remember late 2024, early 2025, when Raw was moving to Netflix, they were doing like a transfer window. That's why Drew McIntyre's on SmackDown, AJ Styles is on Raw. A lot of people got traded over. So I think we see the Wyatt 6 and Bray Wyatt go over to SmackDown. Not only that, but I think we see a mini feud between Bray Wyatt and Drew McIntyre. Probably starting around Rumble time for 2025. I don't think we see Bray Wyatt get in the Royal Rumble. I think we see Uncle Howdy enter the Royal Rumble. And Uncle Howdy could take any spot in the Rumble. Like, Otis was in the Rumble. Astro Speed was in the Rumble. Uncle Howdy could take one of those spots in the Royal Rumble. And Uncle Howdy would eliminate Drew McIntyre. And that would tick off Drew McIntyre. And then we'll probably see Howdy versus Drew at Elimination Chamber. And then ultimately Drew McIntyre versus The Fiend at WrestleMania. Now, this is part of me hopefully thinking, because this is a dream match for me, like Kevin Owens versus Bray Wyatt, Jacob Fatu versus Bray Wyatt, and Drew McIntyre versus Bray Wyatt were dream matches that I was hoping to see. Of course, Kevin Owens was injured, and he was also in a feud with Randy Orton. And then Jacob Fatu was going after the United States Championship, which left Drew McIntyre open. I know Drew McIntyre had a feud with Damian Priest, but that was meaningless. So he can fight The Fiend at WrestleMania 41. After that, I think we see kind of what's going on right now in WWE, where the Wyatt 6 are going after the Tag Team Championships. Because, again, you can get Lumis and Gacy those tag titles, because I really do like that right now. So I think that's what we'll see. You can see the Wyatt 6 versus Legado, or Wyatt 6 versus DIY and Candice LeRae would be pretty good, because they have Nikki Cross. So I think that'll be pretty good. And of course, Gacy and Lumis won the tag titles, so I think that would still happen. And then I don't know what time period this would be. I guess after Mania 41, we'll probably see Bray Wyatt get into a feud with Aleister Black. Another dream match for me personally, man. This would be so fantastic. And then I think we'll see matches like Eric Rowan versus Aleister Black, maybe at Money in the Bank, or it could be on a random SmackDown, but I want to see the Wyatt 6 on pay-per-view. So I would prefer if we got like Eric Rowan versus Aleister Black and make. And I say Rowan specifically just because I feel like he could eat a loss. I don't think Gacy and Loomis need to be eating losses while they're going after the tag team championships. And then I don't want to see Howdy and Bray Wyatt. Obviously, they wouldn't lose. So we'll probably see Aleister Black versus Rowan at Money in the Bank, in which Aleister Black would win. And then we would see Bray Wyatt, the Firefly Funhouse version, face Aleister Black at Saturday Night's Main Event. And this will be another cool little thing. Probably Aleister Black would win this, but Bray Wyatt would get in Aleister Black's head. And then ultimately, at SummerSlam 2025, we would see The Fiend versus Aleister Black. And The Fiend would most likely win. And that is it for the video. That pretty much takes us to current day WWE. This part of me is hopefully thinking with some of these matches like Karrion Cross and Aleister Black, Drew McIntyre. But I think we probably would have seen American Made, Bobby Lashley, Miz, and Judgment Day. So again, this is just my opinion and what I think would have happened if Bray Wyatt was still around. Let me know what you guys think would have happened, what you guys would hope to see if Bray Wyatt was still around. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2025, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
I'm bliss, highly favored. I'm bliss, highly favored. I'm bliss.